Hey everybody, give you a little bit of a channel update here. As you probably saw, I was able to get some videos out over the past 2 weeks, if you will. But it wasn't exactly the way I wanted sometimes. I mean, I had to basically, ladies and gentlemen, get on the floor of the house and look under the crack of the guest room or listen real closely next to the guest room door to see if my 17 to 18-year-old nephew was still awake. You see, the reason I did that is due to the fact that I wanted to try to do my videos in peace, and the majority of the time I did. I mean, you know, when I first started to talk about the whole Ryback situation, I had to stop and then wait till the next day in the morning, as you probably seen in the video, to do it. So honestly, with me, for me, I was still able to do some vids. It's just I had to be very careful. I mean, if you're probably wondering why I was so quiet in some of my videos, it sounded like I was quiet. It's because I didn't want to make too much noise. I mean, true, I could have done the videos like I'm doing now, but it's a lot more difficult at times. Especially when you have people like these two people in front of me, coming up in front of me, because you don't want to chance the fact that they might think you're filming them. Hold on. Like I said, you don't want a chance that they might think you're filming them. When they take up the whole sidewalk.
In the middle of April, which is what
Okay. Sorry about that. Again, just precaution. But anyway, that's why basically I've been doing videos. It may sound a little strange and a little out there, but that's why I've been doing videos. Not as much as I should. I mean, usually, I know this may sound crazy, but I usually try to crank out, if I have the time, 4 to 5 videos. If there's any kind of topic I want to talk about, I try to crank those out. Maybe 6, or maybe all depending on how much this HD camera, this HD 8 gigabyte SD card on this camera can hold. So I try to do as much as I can, and like I say, maybe up to as much as what this can hold. But still, the point is, I didn't do as many as I usually do, and the reason being is because my nephew was there. And if you're wondering why I always kept cocking my head to the left when I was sitting on the couch and doing a video, it's because I wasn't sure if my nephew was going to get up or not. And it's kind of going to be a little bit of a problem. You see, a little bit of a problem meaning that the summer's coming up next month. And me and my family, me and my mom, of course, is going to get the summer off. Excuse me. Like I was saying, my mom's going to have the summer off. And usually I have to kind of take my time with how I do videos. You see, I have to, like the winter and the spring breaks, I have to kind of measure myself out. And you see, the difference between the winter and spring breaks is together. There's just a 3-week situation for me when I do vids. When my mom's around, it's more or less a 2 to 3 month deal. So she gets out on basically around June 15th or 16th or something like that. And she doesn't go back until late mid August, which would basically be the third Monday in August or something like that. She doesn't go back until then. So for her to go back at that time, you gotta take a look from basically June 15th, 16th, or whenever, to about the time frame I'm gonna have. You know? You gotta look at the time frame I'm going to have. You see, that's the thing. And just like with the winter and spring breaks, I gotta calculate how I do my vids. Which basically means I may have to do my vids late at night, or I'm just gonna have to hold off. I mean, why do you think you don't see as many vids from me in the summer as you would normally? And I'm sure anybody else could relate with this. It's because of the scheduling. It's because we have family. You see, there will be times that, like last night, yesterday, my 17 to 18-year-old nephew, I guess a day earlier so than he expected, went home. You see, he was either going to go home today or tomorrow. But, you see, my mom, basically having a lot to do, basically having to work on some kids from her job, and having some other things, especially currently watching my 9-year-old nephew, just was not in the mood to play games, basically. She wasn't in the mood to say, okay, I'll go to Manteca tomorrow and take Andrew with me, which is my nephew's name. Take him and we'll go down and see the game, my brother-in-law's game, because he plays little hour-long baseball games with it for his company. But again, she wasn't in the mood to do that because she had so much on her mind, and she was a bit tired too. I could hear it and see it in her face. So with her being that way, my 17 to 18-year-old nephew unexpectedly had to go home early, much to his surprise. I mean, they keep saying that, they keep, saying that she said one thing, that she would go to the game, she would, and I guess in my defense, if I was to say anything, I'd say maybe in my defense, I would say she probably did say she was going to go, but as soon as everything came up at her job, that's kind of that situation got pushed to the side. So, anyway, that's basically what happened this weekend. So, and that is why I'm doing this channel update, to let you know what's been going on the past 2 weeks, why you haven't seen as many videos as you normally would, and basically also let you know what's going to be coming up in the summer, because in the summer, like I said, my mom's going to be off. I'm going to have to schedule around her, and I'm going to have to schedule around her. I'm going to have to schedule around I'm going to schedule around her and the fact that we may have my nephews every now and then for a couple of days. More than just 2, if you know what I mean. But I thought I'd just give you that channel update. Let you know that there will be some videos coming in the near future. Do not worry, fan vids again. I do have my extended time again, so thank God for that. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens, because we're not promised a lot of things. So, but just I'll let you know what's going on, and that was my channel update, and I'll